I served in like the center of Manchester for 6 months, and I did a year when you add up the other thing just within the stake and that area. So Manchester's great. The problem you run into a lot is that if you go knocking on game day when it's Manchester City playing or Manchester United, nobody will talk to you. But that's because soccer, football. Don't say soccer. If you say football, football over there is huge. It's like a religion sometimes. So that can be difficult. But the people for the most part are super friendly. They're willing to talk to you. We do a lot of street contacting. So we talk to people out on the streets. We do knock doors quite a bit. You'll get to tract your heart out, and it's just a privilege. Depending on what part of Manchester you're in, depends what type of finding you'll do most. And one of the areas that everyone wants to serve in is called the Manchester YSA ward, and it's smack. There's like a university here, and the church just spent I don't know how many $1 million to build a big 5-story building right in the middle of it. There's like 4 stories and then a basement, and so that's like it has an institute and a lot of different things for YSA students to attract university students and to help those that are coming in to remain active and to make friends and things like that. And if you're there, there's the road right in front of it called Oxford Road. And the missionaries just spend almost every day just out street contacting, and they set up displays and talk to all the university students coming by at almost a constant stream all year round. And so that's just one of the best areas. Kind of opposite of that, one of the areas I served in is called Hyde. And it's more of like a suburb of Manchester. And in England, houses are a little bit different than in America. They're very rarely detached. Almost every house is like 2 or 3 stories high, but they're really narrow, and they're all like just one big row of houses completely connected. And in Hyde, there's not as many people out on the streets to talk to, and quite a few of the different areas. So what we'd spend our time doing is knocking doors a lot, or we'd be walking or busing to areas where there would be. I was privileged as well. For a few months in Manchester, I had a car, so we would be able to get around quite a bit, and we'd also be able to go see all the different areas. So we were able to work with missionaries in their area and things like that, and really get a feel for the zone. And the people are so friendly. That's one of the things I loved. Quite often you'll find, though, that the people that are most friendly aren't actually English. England is full of so many immigrants. The nicest people are Africans. Like, it almost sounds cliche, but if we saw someone from Africa, we'd V-line toward them because we knew that they would talk to us, and they're probably already Christian. A lot of the people in England grew up either Church of England or Catholic, and they're slowly starting to lose their faith, which was something we were working hard to try and like counter. Build your faith and add some truth to it. But it was really good. So cost of living, my favorite store in the entire world is called Aldi, or Aldi, depending on what part of England you're in. And it's German owned, it's all over Europe, and it's just a super cheap store that sells food at a discount, and so you're able to like really make the limited funds you have as a missionary go a lot farther shopping there. There's the Walmart equivalent over there. It's owned by a Walmart. It's called Asda, so you can shop there. There's Tesco's, a big grocery shop, but it can be difficult sometimes because they don't always provide bags. Like Aldi, you have to bring your own bags, and then you have to carry your bags all the way to the bus, and that's basically the main way of transportation. We generally don't ride bikes as much because we always have side bags, and it's difficult, and taxis are really expensive, and the church won't pay for those. So train tickets and bus tickets the church will reimburse you for, and that's generally what you do no matter where you're at in the mission. Very few people have cars, so generally you train from one end to the other, and train rides could be 20 minutes or they could be 3 or 4 hours depending on where you're going, so it can be quite extensive. For Manchester itself, it's pretty diverse as to what people do. I'm not even exactly sure. Like everyone worked different jobs and did different things, so it's just like your average city. It's one of the most diverse cities, though, I would say. Is like when you get up, Piccadilly Town Center is one of the areas where you'll get to go quite often as a missionary, and who knows what languages you hear being spoken or what's going on. For shopping, there's a couple different malls in England. One's called the Trafford Center. It's huge. I only was able to go once on my mission, but missionaries sometimes go there. It's a bit out of our budget, to be honest, but there's a few other places to go. But for the most part, Manchester is the center for activity. You'll get off at the main train whenever you're coming in for meetings. Generally, you'll get off at the main train station called Piccadilly, and you'll walk to the bus station, which isn't far, and that'll either take you to an area called Wythenshawe, which is kind of has a rep for being ghetto, but that's where the stake center is. So you'll travel there. It's like a 40-minute bus ride, or you'll walk about 10 to 15 minutes to the YSA building, which is near kind of the center for everything. Weather I can definitely comment on. So you're going to England. You should know what to expect by now. You need a good rain jacket. In the winter it gets dark. I was in Scotland or up near Scotland in Carlisle for my first winter. It got dark at like 3 o'clock and it rained almost every day. So you just saying like there's sunshine in my soul today, and you go out and you work because it's all there really is to do. It gets dark early, the people get really grouchy, and you just love it. Like the amount of time, like the fond memories I had tracking in the rain now are just priceless. You don't think so at the time. At the time you're like, I'm freezing, somebody just let me in, and they don't, but you still love it. And sometimes they do, and that's one of the nice things, but it's great. In the summer, though, it doesn't get dark until like 11 o'clock at night, and even though it is England and it still does rain a lot, it's generally you get sunshine. I mean, you're not really going to get a tan because you're a missionary, but you'll have like that hideous farmer's tan or like and things like that, and you'll have one from your collar, but you'll love it. Even though the weather can be hard sometimes, you go out, get some gloves, I would really recommend the shoes you buy be like waterproof. Find some Echoes or something with Gore-Tex because you're going to need it.